Welcome to Discovering. Fall is in the air, and I'm sure many of us have been entertaining thoughts of deer season already. I paid a visit to Orion Hunting Products in Iron Mountain to find out how their top-of-the-line deer blinds are built and set up. Stick around, it's Monday night and time for Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
It starts as the first wisp of cool fall air hits the woods. It's a different kind of cool air. You just know it's fall. And that triggers a variety of fall-related activities that have been on hold since the end of last fall. It's time to start watching deer, checking their patterns, where are they and when. For many, it's also time to check over the blind. Make sure a bear didn't rip the door off, clean out the porky droppings, and chase away the mice. Through the years, I've seen blinds of all sizes, shapes, and configurations. This one is different. It's easy to set up and take down. It's light, durable, quiet, it's critter-proof, weatherproof, and, well, it's just pretty cool. Matter of fact, it was named a top 10 finalist in the Michigan Manufacturers Association Coolest Thing Made in Michigan. And yes, it's designed and built right here in the Upper Peninsula. It's the creation of Orion Hunting Products in Iron Mountain. I visited Orion for a tour of their facility and tagged along for a look at the setup process. I talked with Orion founder and president Bo Anderson about how and where it all got started.
Orion's been around technically for about 5 years. The first couple of years we literally built all of our product out of my garage. We actually started building with just the metal towers. I remember on one of my first sales trips I took to downstate Michigan, we stopped at 5 different places trying to sell just the metal tower at the time. And the places, they liked it, they thought it was nice, but they kept asking, what do you put on top? And at that time I was like, well, I don't know, don't people just build their own deer blinds? And they said, oh no, people want to buy whatever you're going to put on top of it. So kind of back to the drawing board at that point. Started looking at the deer blind market as a whole, and what was out there that was being manufactured was fully assembled stuff, and you needed to have a fork truck or a tractor with forks on it to move this 800-pound enclosure to wherever you wanted to go. So from there we just started to come up with the concept of this modular design where it's panel based but super quick. So we gave ourselves a goal of about 10 minutes assembly. So from packaging to fully assembled, our goal is about 10 minutes, and we've been able to accomplish that through a now patented overlap and latch technique where each panel overlaps the other panel, and then a simple latch gets thrown. There's 3 latches per panel, 24 in total, and that concept has stuck. Now, how we've executed that concept as we've grown and we've brought on more CNC controlled equipment and computer controlled equipment, our finishes have all just improved, our quality has improved, and come a long way since the times in the garage. We started to hire our first batch of employees. They came on in July and August of last year, and we built as much as we could and sold most of it locally through a small dealer network of 3 local dealers and right out the front door. We wanted to continue to expand. Our goal is to be a nationwide brand of hunting products. Since January of 21 to now, we've now added over 40 new dealers in 10 states, The product's been received really well. We're still heavy into the upper Midwest, but we have recently had a lot of success down south selling our product into the markets in the south. We use 3D modeling software to design the panels, make the interfaces work, and then build all of those individual components into a full assembly. Each blind is made up of 10 panels, and then we'll design each one of those to build that final product. We'll do that for both the blind and the tower. So we have a 6x6 blind that we've designed, and then on the tower side we do a 1 foot, 5 foot, 10 foot, and new this year is a 15-foot metal structure tower. We offer a ladder or a stair. Our stair has been our most popular model, and here you can see all the members that individual parts that will make up our full assembly. Get a visual of how it's all going to fit together, and then program our equipment to make the necessary parts to go into that final product. Let's head in.
Like most people in this neck of the woods, I like to see how things are made. So I was more than happy to take a tour of the shop.
So from this standpoint, this half of the facility is dedicated to our metal fabrication. So we'll cut, we'll bend, we'll weld, paint, and package on our metal side. And this half of our facility is dedicated to our panel manufacturing, where we'll glue our panels, we'll router them out, and then we'll assemble all on site as well. This is where most of our metal fabrication materials come in, and then it'll go through some simple saws and drills, as well as more complex laser cutting and press brake. So we'll cut all our own material here with this CNC laser. That gives us precision and the accuracy we need to make assembly of our metal products easy. That stuff will feed to a centralized welding area where we'll weld all the product up and then hang it to get ready for paint. We'll use CNC cut engineered jigs to make sure our weldments are held in place and precise for assembly when it gets into the field. After the product's done being welded, we'll hang it on these carts. We have a 3-stage powder coat process. We're washing the metal, getting the grease and all of the mill scale off that metal and prepping it for paint. We'll top coat and then we'll bake that powder coat to create a really nice coating for that metal. After it's washed, it'll go into our middle booth for our top coat. They're kind of like Model Ts. You can get them in any color you want as long as it's black. When the powder coat is done getting cooked, we'll pull it out, we'll let it cool, and then our operators will start packaging the material into the final boxes that our customer would use. So here's an example of a full 5-foot stair. You can fit in the bed of your pickup truck, put it in the back of your UTV. Allows you to carry this whole product out and assemble it on site. Part of our quality control process, our operators will take the first parts they bend, use a jig, use precise measuring equipment to make sure it's within the tolerances we need for a good buildup. So also as part of our quality control process, we'll periodically build up an entire blind. So these are brand new panels. We'll build them up, make sure all the fit and fitment is good. We'll break this back down and then we'll start packaging. We currently have a patent on the modular concept, which is really the unique aspect of our product. Each of these panels weigh between 20 and 40 pounds. Allow the operator to pick up and manipulate. It's all aluminum construction. Line it up, drop it down, and throw some latches. So we manufacture these panels fully in-house, aluminum, 2 inches of foam insulation, another piece of aluminum, and then carpeting. And we trim that all out, and that gives us this really structural insulated panel, great for noise reduction, a blackout interior for hiding movement, and also absorbing all that sound on the inside. Aluminum on the outside, great weather durability. Awnings help keep that water off the window. Nice bulb seals to wipe that water away, as well as rest your weapon if you have a crossbow or a rifle. All of our panels start with a 2-inch piece of foam insulation. That provides the backbone for the aluminum, as well as that nice insulation for warmth and quietness. You can see here Matt is running the aluminum through the glue machine. We will batch process our panels. Once that panel goes through, he'll layer up our aluminum foam, aluminum carpeting, and we'll keep stacking those. After our panels come out of the glue press, we'll put them onto this machine here, which will router out the rough shape of each panel. It'll take out the windows, and then we'll also mark all the holes for the rivets that are needed. From there, we'll end up with a rough cut panel. So you can see super lightweight, aluminum, foam aluminum carpeting. Still needs to get cleaned up and trimmed, and that's what happens in our assembly area. So we'll trim out all the windows, we'll build up the bulb seals in that window, and we'll put what we call the uprights on. And that's that interfacing piece that we have a patent on that allows for this product to go together really easily. For our windows, we use a 1/4 inch acrylic material. Super durable, it's very good for impact resistance. You can get that in tinted or clear as an option. You can see we're peeling this plastic off. This is to keep the panels in as pristine a condition as possible throughout our entire manufacturing process. Once we get to final assembly, we'll peel that off. The final pieces get put on it and packaging. So this is the finalized panel that we'll package up. Our product, our 6x6 product, will be made up of 4 small panels with vertical windows and 4 big panels, one of which being the door with horizontal windows. We call that a combo, archery hunting out of vertical windows and then gun or crossbow hunting out of the horizontal windows. So we do package our product to ship in bulk vertical. What that allows us to do is get 20 of these on a semi-truck, which allows us to get these to our dealer network a little more efficiently. The pallet can allow us to tilt that down flat, fit the bed of your pickup truck to get to where you're going to go for assembly. Orion Hunting product blinds and towers are proudly made in the USA, proudly made here in the UP. All set.
It was time to hit the woods. I can tell you in advance, Orion's goal of a blind that sets up in 10 minutes or less was certainly accomplished. This particular application also called for a stand, so I got to check that out as well.
Well, we're out on location with one of our customers that wants a blind and a tower set up, so we thought we'd give you a little rundown of what you will be getting when you buy something from us. You'll get one box that we got in the back of the truck here that has the base that the blind will attach to and the landing that goes out front, the handrails and the feet, and then all of our towers are set up that you can either get the ground leveling platform for installation on the ground or 5, 10 or 15 foot. For each of the 5 foot heights that you'll go, that's an individual box.
We're building our 10-foot elevated tower. It's made up of these 3 members. These are your legs, your horizontals, and then your angles.
The simplest thing to do is when you get it out on site is to take everything out of the box and sort through all the parts and put like items together. All of the components for the tower sections are made up out of 3 parts. All of those are the same whether you're doing a 5, 10 or a 15 foot tower. It just depends how far apart you space them. We've tried to make it as simple as possible with as few pieces as possible.
And depending on where the member is used, in a 5 foot, 10 foot, or 15, we'll attach these at different hole length.
So what we usually do is go ahead and build all of those before we get going. It uses up a lot of the parts and starts to make more sense and gets rid of a lot of the nuts and bolts. When you assemble this, you only need 2 tools, a 9/16 impact wrench and a 9/16 combination wrench. The next step is to start to assemble it. We've found that the easiest way to do this is to build it upside down, and then once you get it completely assembled, you can just roll it over into place where you want it to go. In a little bit of pre-planning, if you figure out where you want the blind to end up in the long run, you know, you shift it over 13, 15 feet so that when you roll it over and stand it up, it ends up where you want it positioned when you're all done.
Okay, so while Joel's working on the platform base and the legs, I'm gonna get started on the stairs. So today we are assembling a 10-foot staircase that's made mainly up of 2 stair weldments you can see here. These are going to get attached together with some bracketry, and then we're going to add the arm rails to that. So as we get into the assembly of these stairs, and it's the same as our ladder model as well, you can see there's multiple holes that provide adjustment for uneven ground. So that will just bolt to the side of this and give you different levels of adjustment, which you'll see when we go through the final leveling of the build.
So we got the platform and the landing bolted together, and I've laid out the parts for the first section of 5 feet. So at each corner you're going to want a leg, a cross member, 45-degree diagonal, and then the horizontal member. So if you lay those out at each corner before you start to put together, that makes it a little bit simpler. But as a note, you only need to finger tighten these for now till everything's assembled, and then you'll tighten it up after that.
We are now beginning to assemble the handrails onto the staircase. The handrails are just repeating parts. We have a vertical handrail and then the actual horizontal handrail.
And I've got everything tied together. Now I can go through and tighten all of the hardware up except for the very top where the feet are, because those are adjustable, so we'll leave those loose in case we need to adjust them to account for uneven ground. I've got the support member on the landing, so that when we stand that up, we'll be able to hang the stairs right from it, and it'll be all set to go.
So we've got the tower up. As of right now though, it's a little uneven. Rarely do you put a tower up in a place that's got perfectly level ground. So what's really nice about our leveling leg feature is we have 5 different holes. We'll just pop these bolts out, adjust this leg down, and that'll help stabilize that tower. One of the most important aspects of these towers is to make sure it's anchored properly. So your tower will come with 6 pound-in rebar anchors for each of the corners and a 32-inch screw-in plate anchor. Get it started with one of the rebar rods in the package. Start turning. Very important to get all of these mounted in and pounded down before ever trying to go up in your tower. Thread the other end of your ratchet through the eye of your ground anchor, cinch it up. If you give that strap a couple twists, it'll keep that strap from flapping in the wind. We're all set. All of our stairs have a hook and bolt system. Place this hook on that rod, bolt it through, and we should be good to go. Now that our tower and our stair is secured, we're going to start staging the panels to build the blind up. Moving the panels from our unload location to the tower, super easy. Each panel, lightweight aluminum, 20 to 40 pounds. Now that all the panels are staged out of packaging, we'll start handing them up to Joel for assembly.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week right here on Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.